Hi, everybody. It's me, Ivy. Thank you for tuning in. Yes, I've been gone for a minute. I had to go away. Every now and then I take a break and I go see my cousin in either Alabama, Florida. He has three places. He has Florida, he has Alabama, and he has Texas. So this is my second time visiting him at his house in Jacksonville, in Florida. And I went down because I do a lot of things here locally. And so I wanted to take a vacation. And it wasn't really a vacation, but sometimes when you're stressed out, you need to go somewhere. So I always go down to see him. So like every 2 years or whatever. So I went there to get rest and to also do some background research on family because we had this 440-acre plantation my great-grandmother and great-grandfather had way back in the 1800s. So that just tells you how long. I know my mother, my aunt, my Uncle Buddy sold some of it, but we still don't know what happened to the other 240 acres, if you will. Anyway, so that was okay. But my cousin is a sergeant major in the service. He's retired now, but he's still a sergeant major. He's still a military guy. So when I go down for rest, he really makes me rest. I mean, I don't do anything. He cooks my food. He serves me. He won't even let me clear the table. He takes all the stuff off the table, everything. So I was there for about 2 weeks, and I got a lot of rest. And in fact, I'm so tired of resting that I don't even know if I need to sleep again for another 4 or 5 days. At any rate, I didn't go anywhere, nowhere. I mean, he has a beautiful, beautiful house, beautiful property, but it's way out of Jacksonville. If you know anything about the city of Jacksonville, it's huge. I mean, huge. I mean, it's like the biggest city in America, because there's so much land. You could be on one side, and unlike, in most cities, I'll give you a ride home. Well, if you give somebody a ride home in Jacksonville, it might take you an hour, okay, just to get them there. Anyway, so I rested so much that yesterday I got sick just before I got ready to leave to get on the plane because I'm lactose intolerant, and I was crazy enough to have a hot chocolate before I left. So I was sick. My head started hurting yesterday. I became nauseous. My stomach was hurting. So anyway, I didn't really feel very well. And the plane was delayed because there was an electrical storm, which I'm glad that the pilot decided that we weren't going to go up. Anyway, bottom line is I have not been feeling well. So if I look a little peaked and green around the gills, it's because I haven't been feeling that well. Too much rest can really kind of depress you. I'm so happy that I have a place to go to relax, but it was rainy in Florida, very humid. And then even when I got here, it was humid, but not as humid as it was there. Anyway, JetBlue was a trip. I mean, oh my goodness gracious. I got patted down because I didn't have, anyway. Forget about all of that. I'm back. I'm in New York now. Happy to be home, happy that everything went well. And I want to thank my cousin. It's always nice to have a cousin who will, who have a beautiful home where you can always go and visit. Anyway, we have some things that we have to take care of as far as family stuff and land and property and things like that. Anyway, I'm wearing orange, even though I am peaked. Orange makes me happy. And I also have this vase. My brother bought me this when he was 14 and I was 15. I will never, ever, this has been with me everywhere. College, no matter what relationships, this vase, this has always been with me. In fact, it had a really blue top on it and it broke, I guess, when I was at school in Syracuse. And I was so upset about it, but I keep this baby with me everywhere. She's not chipped or anything. She gets some dust on her. I had to dust her off. But isn't this a beautiful vase? I love it. I don't even know if it's worth anything because, I've had it 100 years. Anyway, I wanted to also talk to you guys. Speaking of orange, I saw a guy today walking down the street with fluorescent orange underwear. You know how they wear their pants down below, you know, that thing where all the men can see their behinds, like he was like a target because it was this orange. He was like a target, like he was asking for it, you know, whatever it would be. But he was asking everyone, look at me, come and get this. Don't this look delicious to you? I mean, bite into it. It's an orange, you know. It's like, come on, guys. You know, it's not just women that are looking at your behinds, but you're like a target, like a bullseye for, you know, if you're homophobic, you know, that's probably not the thing. But then there's so many guys on the DL. I don't know what that pant thing is with the showing the butt and the underwear, and some of the underwear ain't even clean, if you know what I mean. But anyway, so I wanted to also talk about living in an apartment. I'm back at my apartment now, away from the house. It's very difficult. The doors were fixed. We had a tenants meeting some time ago. The doors were broken. You know, people were coming in and out. Bums were in the stairwell. Bums were sleeping in the laundry room. Lord have mercy. When you live in an apartment complex with certain folks, it is very, very, very difficult. You know, folks want to have parties. You don't want to go to the party, but they're going to invite you to the party whether you want to be there or not. So the music is up, bum, bum, bum. You know, they're arguing, fussing, fighting. Help! Get me out of here. That's all I have to say. But there's always something. You know, people have their issues. Everybody deserves a nice quality of life. Everybody deserves a nice place to live. Everybody deserves to have some peace and quiet when they come home. Everybody. But some people sometimes think that, well, I pay my rent, I ought to be able to do whatever I want to do. Well, you know, we all pay our rent. Get over yourself. But there's a certain kind of courtesy that you have to have for other people who live in the apartment building. You can't have your kids running through the hallway like Bebe's kids, like Banji's, you know, keeping up noise, dropping lollipops and push-up wrappers all over the place, candy wrappers. It's ridiculous. Get some kind of control. You know, I mean, be considerate. That's all I'm saying. Just be considerate. I mean, I love children most of the time. I like good kids. I don't like every kind of little sassy, because now kids are out of control. You know, they'll cuss you out in a minute, tell you who you think you are and who they are and what they're going to do and what they ain't going to do. So a lot of disrespect. Unlike when I was growing up, you know, you remember the days when, you know, the neighbors kind of took care of you if your parents weren't there, or, you know, like everybody kind of watched out. Children had chores, you know, when they came home, they had to do their homework, change your clothes, you know, have a snack until dinner's ready, and sit down and do your homework. Nobody does that anymore. I won't say nobody. There's a lot of people who do, but there's a lot of people who don't. I'm just saying, there's some really bad baby kids out here. And that's because, like the late Bernie Mac would say, that's because the grandmother is 24, the great-grandmother is 35, and she's going to get her nails did and her hair did. So there's no time for the children. But remember, kids, I tell you, you can't pick your family. So you got to use somebody else probably as a role model. And parents, please, your children are your most valuable asset. Please don't send them out here with this kind of attitude, okay? Pay attention to them. Love them. You know, they're all you got, for crying out loud. They're your investment. I'm sure it was fun laying down having them, but can you have some fun in raising them and rearing them and having them do the right thing too? I'm just saying. Anyway, that's it. I'm back. Sorry for the delay. Sorry I missed you guys so much. Please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll talk again soon. Bye now. Take care. What am I doing? I'm always messing up.